issue is also resolved, whether to complete satisfaction or partial satisfaction. One can't predict, because whatever decision comes through, that can happen. But it is true that there are many problems being faced by public sector, and there is no level playing field. But then other side, private sector always complains that public sector is supported in many aspects. They have exemptions under the law. I have spoken of. They can be recapitalized. They can be given concessional land. They can be given cabinet committee on investment, which can expedite all kinds of clearances in no time. So there has been complaint from other side also. So somehow government has to take a balanced view, but there is no reservation that they should be given more and more autonomy, more and more freedom to operate, more and more space, so that they can deliver. And I think that will really help to meet the 21st century challenges.
Thank you. Any other person? Yeah.
There are many sick and closed public sector undertakings in India at the central and state levels. And is there any proposal for revival or handing over to somebody, or restarting or something like that, where crores of rupees are dumped and now they are locked condition, and their townships and their infrastructure is lying waste? Will it be possible to take some action over their future? Thank you.
Actually, we have a system for sick and loss-making public sector enterprises. It's called Board for Reconstruction of Public Sector Enterprises. Unfortunately, the chairman of the board, Dr. Nitish Sen Gupta, you may be knowing, is no more. On 3rd of November, he passed away, and the new incumbent is to be appointed. But this board takes care of all the sick and loss-making public enterprises, examine the cases threadbare, and make recommendations. So out of 63 sick and loss-making public sector enterprises, they have already made recommendations for 48. And out of 48, 43 rehabilitation packages have been approved by the cabinet, are under implementation. And out of these 43, 19 public sector undertakings have turned around. Turnaround definition is that you have to make profit continuously for 3 years without any gap. You have to create positive net worth. Only then you will be considered as turnaround. So out of 43, 19 have turned around, and remaining are in the process of implementing the rehabilitation package. For remaining 5, they had recommended either closure or joint venture or amalgamation with Ordnance Factory Board, like this Hindustan Cable Limited. And those processes are on.
Yeah.
Mr. Rawatji.
The lady.
I'm Dr. Geeta, sir. I'm a faculty member at IIT. So you have told us that the picture is not very rosy for public enterprises. What kind of scrutiny is the government of India getting into? Is there going to be any strategic reviews of public enterprises, process reviews? Are you going to make monitoring and evaluation more stringent? What are the methods that you're planning to use to make them, streamline them?
We are going other way around, actually. Instead of more scrutiny or other thing, we are trying to facilitate them so that they can face global competition. We are trying to help them get more and more autonomy. Like we are revisiting Maharatna Navratna scheme, where the freedom to invest up to 5,000 crore is there. Now this was fixed in 2010, and we feel that it should now go up to 10,000 crore, because they have to acquire energy assets abroad, gas, oil, and all those things. 5,000 crore is too small. So we are trying to give them more and more autonomy, more and more space to operate, more freedom, and in consultative method, in consultative process.
Mr. Rawatji, this is Madhav from Business Standard. Now that your preliminary study stated that the profits have come down to 5%, has there been any delay in investments being done by PSCs? Or else any projects getting delayed due to this? Can you indicate any number on that?
Yeah, it's a very good question. In fact, many projects were delayed. And that is why CCI has been constituted, Cabinet Committee on Investments. And in last few sittings, they have been able to clear projects worth about 300,000 crores. And I hope that slowly this process will be expedited and project implementation will develop momentum. From our side, we have included in this target setting and evaluation exercise under MOU, earlier there was a weight of only 5 for project implementation and capital expenditure. This weight has been increased from 5 to 20, and it has been made mandatory that all those public sector which have any capital expenditure plan, CAPEX plan, or project implementation, they must have this 20 weight for ensuring that these projects are completed in time. So we are taking steps, and things will improve.
The other thing, any forward movement on Hindustan Zinc and Bharat Aluminium Corporation disinvestment?
Actually, disinvestment is not our allocated business. There is a separate department called the Department of Disinvestment under Ministry of Finance. So I've taken note of your issue, and I'll ask Secretary Disinvestment to revert to you.
Sir, I am Sridhar from Hindu Business Line. Can you please tell about this 10,000 crore revision limit, sir? When a decision is likely? Maharatna, Navaratna, you are saying you are considering?
Actually, expressing about timelines in a system where decision making can take from somewhere to 1 year to any number of years, that is very difficult for me. But our effort, our attempt is to ensure that in past 1.5 years, we could bring in almost 6 or 7 new systems. So our attempt is that we should be able to do it in next few months.
Just one more, sir. The last question from my side. Regarding the performance of PSUs, what is your outlook for PSUs, sir? For this year, if they are not doing well in 12-13 or 13-14, what is your outlook for the next 1 or 2 years?
Excellent. In fact, they are going to perform much better this year, 13-14 and onwards. Only thing is that we all, our people's representatives, civil services, and their own business peers, we all have to ensure that whatever is happening globally and whatever is in the offing globally is not having that kind of adverse impact, and for that we must build our strengths from within.
The focus of public enterprises, many a public enterprise today, has to be on the sturdiness of the business model so that it lasts out through the periods of recession and beyond recession too. So I feel that what I was mentioning was that a few of the public enterprises that we have studied, for example, in the state of Assam, maybe in Karnataka, what we have found is that the focus of the business model itself is not proper. Number two, getting ready for alternative markets in terms of supposing the Western markets have slid, and there is scope for doing a lot of business in emerging markets. Now, these factors were not taken into account even by bigwigs like the 3 big automobile companies of America. It was only the Korean companies and the Japanese companies which foresaw all that way ahead, and they established manufacturing and also strengthened their markets in India, China, etc. So I was thinking that perhaps many a company needs to focus on this, especially the central PSCs. Secondly, acquisition of resources like mines, etc. is very critical and important. The earlier they do it, the better. So some of these strategic issues I felt need more of weightage in the MOU system, and perhaps some of the mechanisms to be devised. Thank you.
Yeah, Professor Mathur has raised very important point, not one, two. In fact, business model, focus, and acquiring assets abroad, especially minerals, to ensure that our growing population can meet its energy needs and needs for minerals. That is very important, and therefore we have already put in place a policy for acquiring assets abroad, and this policy has created an environment where decisions are taken quickly. Even without going to the cabinet or cabinet committee on economic affairs, we can go ahead and tie up for any asset abroad up to a level of whatever resources public sector is investing directly. Only where government support, government financial contribution is involved, there the approval of CCA is necessary. And that is really helping our energy companies, ONGC, ONGC Videsh Limited, oil, Bharat Petroleum, all these people have been able to acquire assets abroad for ensuring energy security to our growing population. As regards minerals, there has been not much of progress, although there have been attempts in Afghanistan, in Africa, Mozambique, but there we could not compete with Chinese public sector undertakings. And most of the mineral resources have been taken away by Chinese public sector undertakings. Like very critical metals, like copper, we have not been able to succeed there. So that is a very valid point, and we have been telling the administrative ministries that please ensure that your public sector undertakings make right moves in this direction and quickly, not with delays or.
So I'm Kiran Mai, I'm a faculty at the institute. We have been talking about the investment and the role of central public enterprises. There is a neglected area, that is the state enterprises. How DPE is bringing an integration of the state enterprises, which are numbering around 1,000, into the department, so that their investments can be streamlined with respect to the performance of the public enterprises as a whole in the country.
It's a very, very important area which was totally neglected for almost up to 2007. We were just not looking at the state enterprises. But now we have started bringing out a state public enterprise survey starting 2007. So a time series data on performance of state public enterprises is available. And it is available online at our website. We have hard copies, soft copies, and I think we send it to all institutions. Your institution must be getting. But whatever way you want, we can share this information with you. The latest state public enterprise survey has just been printed, just been released. So we will share that also with you. This is giving a very important insight. Let me tell you, only 5 states account for 95% of the investment in public sector. And these 5 states are the most developed now. Though there is no empirical research showing that there is a cause and effect relationship, that public sector investments were high here, so they have developed fast. I can't say that. But it's a fact that 95% of the investment was made only by these 5 states. Remaining 5% came from other 24, 23 states, and those states have not really come up on development ladder to that level. These 5 states are Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat, and Punjab. So these states have done well, but mostly state public enterprises are in utility sector, like generation companies, distribution companies for electricity, water, or something like that. So their populist measures also affect their performance, like making electricity free available or at a very nominal tariff. That also causes problems for them. But after bringing this state public enterprise survey, we have also undertaken a scheme for capacity building of executives of state public enterprises. And we have been sending those people for training. I think IP will also get other IIMs, so that these executives, they build their capacities and deliver better in their enterprise.
We'll have 2 more questions.
I'm Poonam Singh, faculty at the Institute of Public Enterprise. My question is in the area of corporate social responsibility. Now that CSR is now part of the Companies Act, what would be the ideal CSR model that CPSE should implement, taking into account the huge social sector issues that we have in India, and also that CSR is implemented in the true spirit of the Companies Act?
Actually, Companies Act CSR framework is not yet final. The law is there, but Section 135 is not yet notified. Draft rules are in public domain. Suggestions, comments, etc. have been compiled, and they are in the process of finalizing rules. So right now, saying anything finally is very difficult. Unless the system is finalized, you can't say. But as regards public sector enterprises, what we have done, we have requested MCA to exempt public sector from whatever system they are proposing, because we feel that whatever system our guidelines have created is more robust, and that should continue. Because our experience of past 3-4 years has been very good. A lot of good results have come through, and our system says that not 2%, in fact, it goes up to 5%. And all kinds of activities are there, because we have not specified activities in our system. What we have said, that you should be spending this money for benefiting all weaker sections, SC, ST, OBC, minority, women, disabled, everyone, and ensure that environment is also protected. Now, you devise yourself, the sky is the limit, whatever thing you consider. And another thing that we feel that our government programs with huge outlays, 40,000 for malnutrition eradication, but not delivering enough. So there also we have suggested to CPSEs that instead of duplicating their effort, you just use your managerial skills to identify the gaps. What are the critical gaps because of which these huge programs are not able to deliver the desired outcomes? Try to fill in those critical gaps with this small amount of money and ensure that government programs deliver the desired outcomes. So that is what our attempt is.
I'm Dr. Rath from NMDC. Last 32 years I am PSU. I'm working at Baladila Mines in Dantewada. On CSR, today I come in the newspaper, I just attend this program. Thank you very much for your... The question is, you are facing at grassroots level the problem. We are spending huge amount, 120 crores, and DP circular during Mr. Bhaskar Chatterjee's time, 2011. We are a model PSU in India. In NMDC, DP has already announced such a model to be followed. But I am at the grassroots level in charge of CSR and HR. We are facing a very peculiar problem, which I want to bring a notice, that is from collector. You gave example how handle a collector in Indore, or that, district of chief minister in that liquor thing. We have a lot of pressure, we have our own model also. Before model came, NMDC has its own model and we are doing a good job. But collector there is a committee, sir, chief secretary level at Chhattisgarh to decide the priority of area. In Bastar division, we are spending 80 crores, but collectors is always, any collector, I don't want to name, the ex-collector last year got Prime Minister's award, Civil Service Best Civil Servant award, because of our NMDC work. But they look to the political masters and they stop our production activity, which is bread and butter for national country. I don't know, dispatch to Vizag Steel Plant and railway, all the Naxalites, I don't want to tell detail. Naxalites things are there day in, day out. This is out of India, virtually a liberated zone. So how to manage a collector, a young IS officer. When there is a promoted IS officer, we have no problem last 5 years. Young IS officer, enthusiastic, because government is same party. So this is the greatest challenge I bring to your notice. And the chief secretary is with us, but the collector is with the chief minister, with the local in charge minister. So I don't know, the dispatch is affected. In charge that transit permit, that Indian Railway has told that interstate transport of, transit permit collector has to give.